Sky News. This is from more than a year ago, 28th of June 2015. And I did an upload on this. Obviously, my channel had been removed. Horrible censorship we face in this country. Public are so unaware of the truth about the fact that we're not really allowed to say what we feel. Of course, we may be mistaken, but even if we're mistaken, it's an important safety mechanism that the public are allowed to question official narratives. I mean, if people are not allowed to question official narratives, then who is going to be the truth seeker? In a free and fair society, it should not be a crime to point out inconsistencies, anomalies, and impossibilities about the world we live in. However, I know from personal experience that if you try and do that, you get attacked with all kinds of off-topic smears, ad hominems, threats, abuse, etc. And that is clearly a sign that something is wrong. What they're trying to do to us is to intimidate those of us who have critical thinking skills and a genuine concern for our society, so that the elitists can carry on doing what they've always done, which is dominate the agenda and create false narratives, create bogus enemies, so that we will do what they want. And people such as David Icke, whom I'm not 100% sure about, has pointed out something called the problem reaction solution, which is basically just common sense. And yet, even though it's common sense, the vast majority of people don't really seem to get it. They think, oh, David Icke, yes, isn't that the guy who wore the turquoise and had the Terry Wogan interview? I mean, it's a bit too convenient that David Icke's epiphany coincided with this rather peculiar event. And it may well be that David Icke is some sort of gatekeeper. Can't be sure. The vast majority of what he says is on the nail. But they want to make an association between David Icke's New Age stuff and the truth, which will somehow diminish the truth, or Alex Jones and his ranting with the truth. And therefore they'll associate Alex Jones with ranting. I mean, for example, Alex Jones is always very keen to fluff his opportunities. Whenever Alex Jones is on mainstream media, he's much more aggressive and intolerant. He's got his own style, admittedly, but he doesn't give his best on mainstream media. For some reason, he doesn't tone it down using a little common sense. He actually hams it up a lot, making it look as if he's just another one of the ranters, and therefore people are going to say, you know what, there's no point in listening to this guy because he's clearly one can short of a six-pack. And this is it. And that's why it's pretty clear that Alex Jones is a gatekeeper. I mean, nothing's been achieved in all the years that Alex Jones has been giving information. No amount of information is going to change anything, unfortunately, until the vast majority of the public wake up. We need to have 70 or 80% of people who are knowledgeable about the world we live in. At the moment, I think we'd be lucky to get 1%. So I know I'm pissing in the wind here, and I'm not suggesting for 1 second that I can make a difference. I'm well aware of my own limitations, and I don't need to be reminded of them by trolls. I'd always think it's important to focus on the issues, you see. If the trolls spent as much time on the issues as they do on attacking me, they might make the occasional valid point, but they prefer to smear individuals and attack people. It's all very, very childish, in addition to be highly illegal, but clearly they think their tactics work. Now, I want to get on to the real reason for my upload. That is this. Here we have the most comprehensive video to emerge showing the Tunisia terror attack, as it unfolded, has been obtained by Sky News. The word obtained. Now, 2 million people has viewed this, right? 2 million people. And I dare say very, very few have made the point Only 221 have disliked it, right, out of 2 million. So it would seem to me as if the vast majority of people do not have eyes or have no ability to say, hang on a minute. Now, in case you don't already know, I'll show you what I mean. This is supposed to be footage shown of the video Tunisia attack. The vast majority of people believe this to be a genuine event that happened as we are told. There are heroes, victims, and so on. Right? It's just another example of Muslim terror. Or is it? Now, the commentary here is very, very telling. And if you have any sense of justice or any sense of honor or any sense of common sense, you must agree with me. Listen to this.
He's utterly shocked. It's silent save for his breathing and the occasional gasp. He's in a daze walking through this. Words can't really describe what he must have been thinking. There's bodies everywhere.
There's bodies everywhere. The commentary said very clearly, there's bodies everywhere. Now, some people think that what you see is more important than what you hear. But I believe that people will see what they want to see. And if they like the story, which for most people corresponds with their own idiotic prejudices and ignorance, they are going to see bodies even when there are no bodies to be seen. This guy has been blabbing on for 1 minute and 50, and he'll be blabbing on. Everything this man says is a lie, and the man who's doing this is lying. It's not acceptable. If they were to pay me to do this narrative, I would say no, I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to report this. But the point is, so many people are greedy that this stupid man who did this upload, who should be forever ashamed of himself, in fact he should be in prison for this. This is a deliberate and successful attempt to mislead the public. But the problem is this: if the public fall for this shit, then maybe it's the public's fault. But what about people like me? What about the children who must die because of these lies? It's only by demonizing Muslims and manufacturing them as our enemy that these crimes can be committed. And when we're told that an empty beach, a deserted resort, is the site of a massacre, and we are shown empty beach beds, right, and a pristine sand, and we are told there's bodies everywhere. There's no bodies, there's hardly any footprints, and there's no blood. This guy is telling you what to see. You are being deceived. Sky News, owned by Rupert Murdoch, is deliberately attempting to get you to hate Muslims on behalf of the usual suspects.